Alright dude, I'm finna show you how to set up and sink a catfish trap. It wants to float the first week, so you're gonna have to sink it. And after that it'll sink on its own and it'll get waterlogged. But I'm gonna show you how I do that process. First thing I do is tie my ropes on the trap. I put what I call a bridle here on the end right here. It's just gonna be a rope attached to each side. And this is gonna be a little longer than I want to use, but I want to cut this rope. It goes to a bigger trap. And then I have a little loop on the end there that I can tie my anchor rope to. But all I do is just go around one side right here. It don't matter which hole really. Just go around one of these braces right here on the end. Tie a knot, it don't matter what kind of knot. It ain't gonna be fancy as long as it'll hold. Square knot be just fine. Like I said, this is a little longer than I would normally want to use. We'll tie the other side on. And then we're going to tie our, this ain't really center. If that be placed center, I'll put a little loop right there. Got so many loops in this little rope. All right, now we got our loop, it's kind of center. Now I'm going to tie what I call my anchor rope to my bridle rope. This rope will be attached to either your anchor or a tree or stump or something solid on one end. The other end, opposite of the trap. If you're in a creek or a river, rather, this funnel goes downstream, just like a hoop net. The fish swim up river into it. Make sure we got that on. I have a customer coming in to Reelfoot Lake on vacation, and I'm supposed to pre-soak this trap for him. I should have done it a week ago, and I forgot. Y'all know I've been real busy with the wife and stuff, and I had a lot on my mind here lately, and I forgot. I'm sorry, Mr. Lewis, but you are going to have 1 day advance pre-soaking. So that's a little bit of help. Next thing, I got my ropes on. Now I'm going to put weights inside here to sink it, because you know it's wood, it's going to want to float when it's dry. But it'll get wet after about a week and sink on its own, like I said. I know I sound like a broken record, but this is questions I get all the time. And the thing I use to sink traps, I mean, you can use rocks, bricks, whatever, but I got one of these. Thank you, Tim. And this is what I use. They work great. I'll tie one on the outside right here, so that whenever I pull that trap up, I can take this one off and make that trap lighter to pull in on me. These things are heavy enough. Just gonna tie this on. I don't want to lose my window weight, although Carson's got a bad magnet we can come back with and get it if we do lose it. All right, that ought to be enough to sink this in. And I've got two here I'm gonna put up underneath the throat. I'll probably go ahead and tie this on just so I don't lose it. I wouldn't normally do this part right here, but I don't want to lose them weights in there. While it's soaking, it generally don't catch many fish. But if you're in a spot with a lot of fish, you can go ahead and bait it, and you may catch a few if you got a lot of bait. If you don't have much bait, just wait till after it starts sinking on its own and bait it up, and it's going to catch normal then. The first week, I guess bubbles or something coming out of the wood or something, something's happening in there, and it don't catch much while it's soaking. For some reason, it's just the way it is. But you can put bait in there if you want to, and we are gonna put just a little bit in there. We don't have much, but I'm just gonna put a little bit in there. See if we can catch us a polywob or something. I know there's some of them in this creek. And anything we have, we're gonna release. This is just for fun. Like I said, I'm just pre-soaking this trap for a guy, and I just want to see if I can catch anything in this little creek while I'm here. And I'm going to turn them right back loose. I don't need them. We'll put our lid on here. Hold our latches. Find the end of my anchor rope. It's right here. I'll probably go ahead and, I guess, tie it to this tree right here. Y'all may not be able to see it, but that's what's fixing to happen. No, it ain't neither. I ain't got enough rope to get it to the water. We gotta find another tie-off point closer to the bank. We'll just throw our trap out there. Figure that out later. Down she goes! Woo! Or he. I mean, I guess they can be either gender. Now let's find something here to tie off to. There's no current here, so any little thing ought to work. I can get my knot untied again. Just made. Now our trap's soaking. Take about a week for it to get totally waterlogged where it sink on its own, then it's good to go. That's it, dude.